my friends. It is David Ault, and I am so happy and so honored that you're joining me here for the gathering. Whether you came upon this intentionally or you're scrolling, will you do me a favor and breathe with me? Just let's look each other in the eye, take a moment, breathe, hold it, and let it go. Nice. May the words from my mouth and the meditations of my heart be the right and perfect gift for you. So this week, I was contacted via email by some people who were wanting to know if I remembered this woman who had gone to my spiritual center. They wanted to let me know that she had passed and that they were in need of someone to help them honor her by giving a little casual celebration at the graveside. And in full transparency, I could not place the name, but the more we talked and I saw some pictures, I said, oh, yes, of course I remember her. And I said, yes, I'll be there. I've always wanted to find a way to honor the hundreds and hundreds of people who contributed to the beautiful energy of my time as a minister here in Atlanta. And so I said, yes, I will be there. And so there were a few of us at Decatur Cemetery standing around where her cremation urn was going to go into. And I spoke from my heart. And a couple of her friends spoke as well. And they shared something interesting. They said she was quite the character. She was quite the lively, active person, social butterfly in this particular tight-knit group. And they said they noticed a change, however, towards the end of her life. So that when they would talk about something that was wrong, when they would talk about something that they were anxious about, this woman, her name was Terry, would say, well, you know what? You're just going to have to let it be. You're just going to have to trust in God. And they said if you knew Terry, you knew that that was not the normal response, because she could actively get engaged in the what ifs and the anxiousness and the pursuit and the seeking and all of that stuff that we all get involved in. But towards the end of her life, her tone changed. And she said, you know what? Sometimes you just got to let it be. You got to trust. You got to trust in God. So I was driving back and I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about how we all are and how we live out our lives as seekers, pursuing things. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's just kind of what we need to do. We all have to go along our individual path. We may do it as a collective, and then we may break off from that because we get disgruntled with the collective. It doesn't matter the zigzag of the course. We all seek, we all go, whether it's religion or creativity or love or whatever. We go and we sit at the feet of people we think have wisdom or can give us something. We participate in practices and ceremonies and retreats and workshops. We do the thing, right? Because we're seeking. We're wanting to gather knowledge. And the thing that is unique about the positioning of where Terry was is what I call the hybrid, what I call the paradox. Because in the middle of all that seeking, there are these moments of surrender where we realize that all of that energy, all of that pursuing, and all of that seeking, there is a momentary pause, a hybrid, a paradox, where we realize that what we're going after, we are. That what we're seeking, we already have. That the people that we're emulating, the same quality and the same knowledge and wisdom and virtue and peace and wisdom is within us. And so when we get these things, if we get even a little bit of those things and we feel momentary satisfaction, it isn't that the thing that we've gotten we've never had. It's that in touching it, hearing it, witnessing it, it's reawakening what is already inside of us. A veil is being removed. And so I would like to think that what Terry was experiencing in this sort of relaxation towards the end of her life was a realization that in all of the wildness of her life and all of the things that she did, that there was an awareness that those pursuits and the thing, the relief, the answer was already inside of her, and she realized that. That's the journey for all of us. What is beautiful is when you and I have moments of clarity and we realize that. So here's the paradox of the message. Don't cease being a seeker. Don't cease the pursuit of something. Do not end your goals. Do not end going off to foreign lands or to sitting at the feet of wisdom and wisdom keepers and sages. Do all of those things. And yet at the same time, can you have moments of integration, the hybrid that tells you, oh, by the way, the thing that they're saying, the aha revelation that you are witnessing, the thing that you're longing for, you've always had. It's always a part of you. And why is that? Because we can never not be in the midst of the one. The great forgetfulness, the great seduction of duality would tell us otherwise. But any of us who become even remotely self-aware begin to see that anything that tells us that we are separate is simply the activity of our thoughts, our mind. And so the more that we do pursue, the more that we do seek, inevitably what all of that pursuing and seeking does is it brings us back home to the awareness, to the thought, to the place in mind that says, you know, the person that you long to be, you already are. And so what can you do with that now? I was listening to some beautiful little segment of some Alan Watts teaching, and he was talking about the same thing. People would say, you know, which modality should I use? Should I meditate? Should I do this? And he said, for what? Meditate for what? What is it you're doing it for? What is the for? And the message was that, are you meditating? Are you chanting? Are you pursuing in order to get something? Because ultimately the realization is that there is no getting. So it doesn't mean stop meditating. It doesn't mean stop doing yoga. It doesn't mean stop doing chanting, but realize that the activity of that is an energetic expression of joy. So do your meditating as an energetic expression of joy. Do your yoga as an energetic expression of joy. Do your chanting as an energetic expression of joy. And I believe the word he used was that in doing so, you cease going after the golden nugget, and you realize that the golden nugget has always been inside of you. And so, again, pause for a moment, and I want you to try something. I want you to write down in your time the things that you're pursuing. What is it that you're pursuing? Are you pursuing better health? So I want you to write better health down. Are you pursuing employment? What kind of employment? Are you pursuing an expansion of your creativity? I want you to write that down. Are you pursuing love, intimacy? I want you to write that down. And then each of the things that you write down, I want you to look, what is the essence of that thing? So if you're looking for financial stability, what is the essence of that? It's certainty. Certainty. It is sufficiency. And so what does that feel like? What does certainty feel like? What does sufficiency feel like? And what you will come to understand is the quality of that is right where you are. You don't have to earn sufficiency. You don't have to earn solution. You don't have to earn certainty, because it just is. It's there. If you are seeking intimacy and love, what is the quality of that? Is it some form of union? Is it some form of sharing of yourself, of loving another? What does that feel like? Do you realize then that you can love another now? You can love you now. If you want the reciprocity of love, if you want to not only give love but receive love, you have the ability to do that now, to love others, and to also notice the way in which you inhibit the love that is wanting to come to you. That's available now. If you are seeking wellness, if you're wanting to either change something or find some way to minimize the illness that you're experiencing, then what does wellness feel like? What does bodily relief feel like? And now spend time feeling that feeling now, not waiting for the tangible thing on the outside to change. And so when you see that, when we're traveling to get some type of relief from a teaching or a person, what does the relief feel like now? And that is the gift. And that is the touchstone that tells us that everything that we are seeking and pursuing is here. But it's inside. And you have the capability and the wisdom to be able to connect with that right here and right now. So I want to thank Terry for reminding me of that. I want to thank those people who called me and allowed me and gave me the honor to be able to speak some words of kindness and reciprocity to her for the contributions that she gave to the community that I ministered to. Those types of moments are continuously available for you and I. Take a deep breath. The person that you want to be, the thing that you want to pursue and seek, it's all right here. Much love.